What's going on, guys? This is Swift FTC. Just making another video here, and this tutorial is just going to be on understanding neutral and establishing a neutral game. All right, so neutral can be used in any fighting game, of course. Some neutral may be different. Like example, playing 3D games like Tekken. Also, 2D games for the most part had the same neutral, with the exception of games like Dragon Ball Fighters or Marvel. Game still has neutral. It's just played differently. But as for the most part, 2D games like Street Fighter, Injustice, MK, Mortal Kombat, neutral is pretty much all the same rules apply. Basically, most of the same rules apply. So, so right now I'm just going to show you a few examples on how to use your neutral to open up your opponent. You don't have pretty much a strong character with strong mix-ups or 50-50s, just kind of just in neutral itself. You just need assistances with. You're gonna have to open someone up with by playing good neutral. Okay, so neutral isn't just I have this super long attack, I'm just going to use it. I have good neutral. No, that's not what that is. Neutral, that's not what it is. Neutral is pretty much understanding options in the mid-range game. Mid-range can be anywhere from like here to almost half screen, depending on the character that you have. So that's neutral. Understanding your options and baiting your opponent to having your opponent do something you want them to do to open them up, and then whiff punish. That's pretty much the main goal in neutral, is to whiff punish someone, whiff punish your opponent. So I have a few examples here. I'm going to have Superman do 2 down ones just for the sake of timing, so I can know when he's going to do something. And then I'm going to have him do 4-2. So this is all he's going to do. And he's going to do 4-2. Now, I'm just showing you of how a whiff punish is supposed to look. So this is how it's supposed to look. See, he was in the process of still swinging, and I registered at a counter. My character registered a counter because he was still pressing a button while I was swinging. So that's a whiff punish. This is how it's supposed to look. Now, sometimes it's just not that simple. Sometimes you're not going to get an easy whiff punish like that, unless you're playing some idiot who just whiff buttons in the neutral out of nowhere like that, and you're spacing them out correctly. So, so it's pretty much a neutral. It's like there's going to be a lot of walking back, things like that. Like characters like Robin, he can tap back like this, so he can backdash faster. He can move backwards faster. Not every character has that, but it's just something he can do. So this is one of the reasons why I picked him to show you, little tricks here for neutral. So, other thing is you have to know the range of your opponent's character. So I know Superman's 4-2 is going to go from match start range. This is match start range, and maybe just a little bit further back. I know this is where his range is, like right here. That's Superman's range. Crazy, right? And it's a mid. So I just know I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here with Superman. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk in and walk back out of that range, trying to get him to commit to a button, right? So not all players are going to commit to a button as soon as you walk in their range like that. It's just, of course you just don't do it all the time. That's how you get whiff punished. So, I'm going to walk into his range, walk back out. If I don't catch him committing to it, what I can do, there's a few options I have. I can use one of my light buttons. For example, Robin's standing 1 is 13 frames on recovery. See off to the right, it says recovery in 13 frames. Somewhat difficult to whiff punish that because it's going to recover so fast, and you're really not going to have time to, oh, he whiffed the standing 1, let me whiff punish. It doesn't always work like that. I mean, you can punish it on a super hard read, but it doesn't always, for most of the part, it doesn't work like that. So as a Robin player, you can walk up in Superman's 4-2 range to do that and walk back out, trying to get him to make you think you're going to commit to a combo string like that. So so that's one way to actually bait your opponent, and I'm just going to show you an example real quick. So once again, Superman is doing 2 down ones, and then he's going to do 4-2. So I just, like I said before, I'm just using 2 down ones for the sake of timing, so I can know when the 4-2 is coming out. So here's an example. Okay, walk in 4-2 range, walk back out. Walk back out. Let him whiff. Walk in a range, walk back out. Walk out. So, whoops, got clipped. So you can do that and go for your combo. So that's how a whip punch is supposed to look. How you bait someone into doing a move that you want them to do to open them up. And walk back in, blow it up. Sometimes it's okay just to kind of duck and then do it. Or you can use another move like back 2, something like that. But whiff it. Oops, jump. Yeah, so this is just a way of opening someone up to make yourself appear vulnerable, but you're really not. You're just baiting something. This is what I want you to do. I'm gonna whiff a button, make myself vulnerable. It's gonna whiff. It's gonna recover in time. Walk back a little bit, and then do the same string, or do one of your fastest buttons that you can use. That's one way to open somebody up with. Is one way to like just kind of establish a mind game in neutral, is to make your opponent do something. Another way, actually really good way, is jumping. When you're jumping and you do an attack, and if you miss, or if you whiff it, you're punishable. And then if your opponent comes in to hit you, it's called a trip guard, because as I'm landing, I'm still recovering. I can't block right away. So if I'm doing this and I miss, then Superman will be able to hit me and I can't block. So a way that you can really bait, which I really like it, a way that you can really bait your opponent into trying to hit you or trying to trip guard you is to empty jump. And then with Robin, I do down 1, down 2. So this is a way you can open someone up as well, because with a empty jump, you're not really punishable if you just land, because there's little to no recovery when you land. So if they're reading you that you're going to empty jump, they have to anti-air you. That's pretty much the only option if they read an empty jump. So as Robin, what I like to do is I'll empty jump and then do down 1, 2, because if I do that, I'm going to catch their trip guard, and my button is going to come out first, because it's number 1, it's a faster button, and I'm not recovering when I have little to no recovery when I hit the ground and not on the empty jump. I'm going to show you an example here. So once again, I'm gonna show you Robin getting punished after whiffing an attack in the air. So we're gonna do this first. See, I did an attack in the air. I got anti-air that time. I can't block. I landed and I couldn't block. See? I got anti-air. Now, what I'm gonna do next, I'm going to empty jump, and then I'm going to do down 1, down 2, just to show you that I can punish my opponent for trying to trip guard me. So 1 second, let me reset it. I caught Superman trying to press a button. Caught him pressing the button again because I registered a counter. Counter. And then counter. Too late. So you just go into your combo. So this is another way that you can open someone up here. So this is the second way. Another way to open someone up is to make your opponent challenge you after a blocked move. Okay. So some moves have pushback, and of course other moves they just pretty much they make them stay in your face. Moves that have pushback normally are pretty much the best move to use in a situation when your opponent is blocking your attack and to make them press a button. So a character I can show you that with is Flash. Flash's down one has pushback. So if I decide to do down one and another down one at max range, it's going to be hard for somebody to try to punish my attack because my down one is safe and it has pushback. And normally someone will want to counter poke, but their poke is going to whiff, and their poke will whiff, and then they're going to, of course, is not going to register correct. It's not going to. I'm not going to be able to get hit for that very reason. So I'm going to put them in a corner just to show you kind of the best place to do it. Reset them, and then I'm going to put Flash as doing down one and down one on Batman, and I'm going to try to counter poke, and you're going to see me get hit. So we're going to have him block. We got to switch to Batman first. All right. Always. We're going to have him. Come on now. Hold on. There we go. So we're going to have like Flash doing down one and doing it again at max range. So have it recorded again. Restart it. Okay, so he just did down one, down one. So you see how it pushes him back a little bit? Now normally you're supposed to counter poke after someone pokes you. So that's what you're supposed to do. Now sometimes you have to be careful with this, and this is why. See? I'm blocking, but I can't counter poke. Unless I'm mashing it out and I can't counter poke, I'm getting hit. Now, a lot of times, because the reason why this is such a good mix-up with Flash is because he has a follow-up of down one, down two. It's a true string. You can't interrupt it. Now, this is one of the things. This is establishing a mind game here, and I'll go over in the video. I'll go over another video. I'll go over establishing mind games. But this is just one example of opening someone up in neutral, knowing your options of what you can do in the neutral. So once again, this is Dark Moon Swift making another video, and I'm out.